Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Here we talk about life, business, and 9 to 5. In today's video, I wanted to talk about how to grow your dreams without sacrificing your paycheck. And the short answer is you shouldn't sacrifice your paycheck. You should use your job or your paycheck as fuel for your projects, your dreams, and for your life because you also need money to survive, to eat. I know what you're thinking. That's hard, that's tough, but that's the way things go. And eventually you might think, yeah, but I would have much, I would have more free time, but yeah, but you will also won't have money and you need money to survive and to invest in your business. So I don't think it's a good idea to cut your job or your paycheck. It should be a tool. You should see it as a tool that helps you with whatever it is you're trying to do. What I can say is that in order to have both your dream and your paycheck, you should be very organized and disciplined. You should map out weekly what is that you're trying to do, your goals for that week, your tasks, so that when the time comes, you go and work on them. So you are not relying on motivation, you're relying on discipline and consistency and knowing that what is that you have to do and just going to do it. And that's a difficult process because it's a lot of work going to a 9 to 5 or whatever kind of job you have and then also dedicating time to your dreams. It's kind of difficult at the beginning, but if you have a in big enough dream, nothing would matter, nothing can stop you, at least in my experience, and you can continue working on your 9 to 5 or and working on your dream. But like I said, it's pretty hard. You have to be very organized with your time. You're going to sacrifice things because you cannot do everything. In my case, I sacrificed some of my time with friends because they do not have the same goals as me, so it was a no-brainer, at least for me. I much rather use that time for my business or my dreams. I also don't go out a lot, but that's the point. You're going to have to make some sacrifices. You can analyze within your life what are those sacrifices you're willing to make, but it's necessary. You cannot do everything at once. You cannot have a social life, you cannot work, you cannot have a business, you cannot have a maybe you want to become good at some sport. That's too much things that you want to work on that you do not make progress on any. You need to focus on one or two things and that's it. The rest you can forget. That's a pretty, some people might think that's a radical way of thinking, but that's the way you accomplish things. You do not see Tiger Woods golfing, practicing basketball, practicing football, practicing kickboxing. No, he focused on golfing, and that's it. And that goes for everything else. You cannot spread yourself too thin because your attention will be divided so much that it's difficult to make progress. I've been there. I'm speaking from experience. So you have to focus one or two things maximum. The rest you can forget or it's not that important. But also remembering to Stay at your job because you need the money. It doesn't matter if you hate it. You need the money to fuel your dreams. You can switch jobs maybe, or I don't know, but you need the money. It's not wise to just quit because you feel like it and you think you have an idea that you can pursue. If that idea doesn't pan out, you are going back to work. That's the way it is. So you have to be very careful with that. And maybe even at a worse job, because now you burned through all your savings trying to pursue your dreams, and now you're stuck at an even worse job because you now ac- accepted whatever came your way because you needed the money. So remember, it's dangerous to quit your job to pursue something. I'm not saying don't pursue something. I'm just saying keep your job for as long as you can before cutting it out, because at the end of the day, you need the money to survive. But yeah, guys, see you in the next one.